want to do. On cue.
Morning, everybody. I'm Ken Boreski, and yes, I'm here again to address the city's violation of my constitutional rights. Let me be clear, I am not going away. When various city personnel conspired to unlawfully arrest me, and when various city personnel made certain that a felony committed against me was not properly addressed, a line was crossed. I have suffered massive physical, emotional, and financial damages as a result of this mistreatment. It's disturbing that fear of further retaliation has forced me to obtain life insurance to make sure that those things which I've stood up for aren't dependent on my well-being. It's disturbing that I've had to ensure that the technology will do its part to distribute information and evidence in my possession in the events that at the hands of city personnel or others, I become incapacitated or otherwise unavailable. My concerns are far more significant than just the PD. In response to a public records request related to the hit and run, which destroyed my health and livelihood 18 months ago, the legal team has requested $2,200 plus an undisclosed sum to obtain the relevant records. They have refused to provide any breakdown despite a history of overcharging. This is not the first improperly addressed public records request I've submitted either. Really, folks, what is it that you have to hide here? Why are you so afraid of the facts and evidence? In response to my concerns about a uniformed G4S employee attacking me, rather than addressing the issue, MBPD and our city manager lashed out at me. Yes, victim blaming. Apparently that's how we work in this city. Mr. Manager, although you and the chief signed off on an LTC claiming no record of that specific incident, in fact, I had emailed you directly about it. Your silence at that time at least was consistent with the continued silence about legitimate safety concerns. And in regards to that LTC, following the logic employed by our chief and manager, our police officers tend to interact with far more dangerous criminals than anyone else in this city. Should we also infer that they must therefore be dangerous criminals themselves? They want you to believe I am somehow at fault because bike commuting in this city inherently involves contact with a bad driver, in part due to inadequate bike facilities. Funny, MBPD specifically requested that I should be contacting them every time a driver passes dangerously close. Now they use that against me. So should we go on forever here? I can continue to present facts, and the chief can counter with alternative facts. Our city manager recently wrote that he is not going to take this department backwards. Apparently there is no interest in taking it forwards either. In closing, as the chief first mentioned last month, there are other options for investigation. I will pursue them, but what other skeletons in your closet will that expose? If any of you are at all concerned with this matter, I'd invite you to speak up now. Do the right thing. Investigate your employees' wrongdoing and respond to them appropriately. And just one last little bit, in response to the common complaint that I'm unwilling to cooperate, I'd like you to hear a brief audio clip. Okay, well, that's not working, but anyway, it's on my YouTube channel. It's the chief saying, in response to me saying I'm happy to answer your questions, it's the chief saying, you gotta be kidding me, there will be no investigation. So that's not it. Do any of you have anything to say about this after listening to this for months? Nothing? Crickets? Bueller? Anyone? Okay, well, apparently the city's okay with the police violently arresting people for riding a bike.
I mean, for the record, we've addressed this issue many, many times. So.
And I've spoken with him privately many times as well.
Anyone else care to speak for Sutnick?
The greatest chief in America, Dan Oates, is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief.